Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. I was checking up on the logstone today, and guess what? They just finished up a new update for the special site for patch 5.2. So we're just going to go over real quick about what they revealed to us so far, as well as the new pictures. So here we are back at the special site, Echoes of a Fallen Star, which is coming out on the 18th, which is only 4 days away. So we don't have that much time left. But at the same time, it feels like it's taking forever to get to that point. So we talked about all this before, like the new main scenario quest, Eden's Verse, the new dungeon, the new trial. So here we are with the Qatari Quest. So this is going to be the new Beast Tribe quest, and this is the first versions of the source's QQrin, or more commonly known as the Ratmen. So the Qatari Quest, driven from their ancestral home during the flood and forced to live in exile for 100 years, the bewhiskered tribe of scribes and scavengers make their triumphant return to the Ratika Greatwood. Heed the call of the guardian of the ancient Ronka and probe long-forsaken subterranean hollows, that the stewards of lost knowledge might reclaim their legacy. So we have some pictures here right now. So this here is kind of a look of what they're going to look like, and of course they look very similar to the QQrin back on the source. They do have like these nomadic kind of capes and caps, as well as like these little lanterns hanging there, and it looks like they have these little worm pets like right near them. So yeah, they're like little baby versions of like the great spirit of Ronka, which is supposed to be like this giant worm or a giant snake. So we have one here in a little mining cap, and we have another here that has like a bandana and just a big floppy hat here. That is just adorable. So in case you don't know, these guys are going to be having a very special series of beast tribes where they're going to focus on gathering. So our role in this is, I guess, going to be returning to Ratika. We really don't have much reason to go to Ratika these days, but the point here is that we're going to help them kind of make a new home for themselves. They're returning to their ancestral home, and so it looks like they're kind of here on a quest to just reclaim what was lost to them and just learn more about their history. And this is shown here. It looks like we have some kind of part of the quest where we're going to be going out, going to be gathering a whole bunch of other stuff, bring it back here and just kind of show them what we found. And on the background, you actually see what looks like a series of underground tunnels. So it really makes me wonder if we're going to be actually heading underground and kind of completing the map. So I can actually kind of see it. Like we have like this whole like subterranean pathways where we can actually go down there and dig and look up for lost hidden items and then bring it right back up to the surface, show them what we found, and just complete the excavation of like their old homeland. Which I think is going to be kind of cool if that's really what happens. And in this last picture, this here is actually what we're going to be getting as a reward once we complete all of the quests. And it looks like, how do I describe it? It's kind of like a giant worm in a jar that's either singing or like a musical drum that we can actually ride on. Because you see like these little music notes flying around it, so I'm guessing it's going to be kind of musical based. And it looks like a jug, but I kind of thought it was a drum at first, so I have no idea. I mean, that is probably by far one of the most surreal mounts that they have come up with so far. Anyway, looking forward to doing that. Next up, we have another bit of a surreal moment here, but we'll get to that in a moment. We have the Ishgardian Restoration, but that's not going to be coming out until patch 5.21. So patch 5.2 is where the Qatari quests are going to be coming out with. We don't get the Ishgardian Restoration until a little bit later. Under the watchful eye of Francel del Helenart, the reconstruction of the firmament enters its second phase, which shall see works carried out on the residential quarter. Once thrumming with life, the area has long lain in silent ruin, but by the combined efforts of artisans from near and far, it shall rise from the rubble once more to welcome Ishgardians home. And here are some pictures, and I'm actually somewhat afraid here. We see what looks like a couple knights. We see the Warrior of Darkness and Lord Francel and one of the Convocation members, but we see this green thing here and I have no idea what it is. I honestly don't. I'm guessing that since we're going to be spending a lot of time in the diadem, I'm guessing this is just one of the creatures from there that maybe followed us back by accident? That's really all I can think of. I have no other idea of what this guy is, what he's doing there, or why no one seems pretty freaked out just by looking at him. But let's move on to this next picture. It's going to be called the Kupo of Fortune. I still don't know exactly what this is going to be. I'm guessing it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's like some kind of lottery. That's kind of the image that I'm getting from here. And it has Kupo in its name, so if it has anything to do with the Mughals, then we know that there's going to be something here. I do like that girl's outfit though, because she kind of looks like a Mughal here wearing that. I do hope that they give out those kind of outfits though, I really do. And here's another picture of what it's going to be like going through the diadem. So if you don't remember, the diadem was first introduced in Heavensward, and it was supposed to be like the special area where people could go and kind of fight like these rare monsters in order to earn like these special spoils and then trade them off. Now, the diadem didn't turn out to be as popular as Square Enix had hoped for, but they worked so hard on it. I think that they just wanted to find some way to kind of bring it back in, and it was like, you know what, why don't we make it part of the restoration system? So now this is going to be a special place where gatherers and fishers can go and just find some really special items that they can bring back to Ishgard and use that to help rebuild Ishgard, which is actually not a bad idea. And here is kind of something that I'm really looking forward to, because you'll be able to enter the diadem as a gatherer, but there will still be monsters there who will be attacking us if we get too close. So they gave us a very special kind of tool that we'll be able to use to protect ourselves. They actually showed this a little bit during the letter from the producer, where you're given like this massive cannon and you can actually take down these things in like one shot. So that's really impressive. I'm really looking forward to being able to use that. And yes, when I say use that, because I'm definitely going to be going to the diadem just so that I can fire a gun like that. Alright, next up we have the ocean fishing. And this is also going to be coming out with the release date on Tuesday. The sea is vast and fathomless, teeming with creatures no man or woman has laid eyes upon. The Fisherman's Guild cannot let this stand, and has built the endeavor to unveil nature's hidden bounty. Captain Forazalaki seeks able fishers willing to brave the unknown. It welcomes any with a rod in their hand and adventure in their hearts. So this is actually something that's very unique to the game, at least for the fishermen. So this is only for fishers. So you'll only be able to get on the boats as a fisher, and you'll be able to just go out to sea like on the ship and do some fishing. Apparently it's also going to have a certain time limit. So you will only be able to go out there for a certain length of time each time before you'll have to come back in. And they did state that if you are lucky, you could end up following these currents to some very special places and earn some very special rewards or big hauls. So that's going to be something that if you're a fisherman and you really enjoy fishing, I think that this is something you're going to be interested in, especially if it turns out like you can only get like some special crafting items that only this will be able to give you. Alright, so next up is the Gold Saucer Leap of Faith. So this is actually the new gate that's going to be added, and it will be out with the release date as well. It's a treacherous new course based on the floating city of Nymph. Test the acrobatic abilities of those brave enough to accept the challenge. So just like with Leap of Faith, this is going to be a jumping puzzle. And so this is the obstacle course basically. So we are actually in the ruins of the city of Nymph, which is apparently much higher in the sky than people really noticed. I mean, I don't know. I never noticed it before, and like I really kind of want to go back to Limsa just to look up and see if I could see the floating ruins. Anyway, so this is actually going to be a very special course where you'll be forced to just jump around from these floating islands. You can see the little cactuars waiting for us. You have to try and gather up all of the cactuars and then make it to the final spot, the finish line. just like with the regular leap of faith, but apparently this is supposed to be a lot more advanced and a lot more difficult, and you can kind of see that. And especially if you do fall off, you'll be teleported straight back to the beginning again. So that's not going to be too much fun. Okay, we also have the new crafting and gathering overhauls. And this is actually going to be something that's going to be updated here and then between patches 5.2 and patches 5.25. So that's going to be updating itself regularly during this time. Following the improvements that began in patch 5.1, crafter and gatherer actions receive a number of updates. Crafters can now view the expected outcome of their actions, and fishers have now access to all new purpose lures. The Skysteel tools bring a brand new experience, allowing players to upgrade them over the course of several patches. Materia can now be extracted from fully spirit-bound gear without losing the original item. The materia can be melded to gear regardless of crafter class. So I really don't know why they keep updating the crafting so often. I mean, I guess it's to keep people interested in doing the crafting. So this might be tricky because it's taken me a while just to get used to the new crafting gear we have now. And they keep taking and adding new things, so it really makes me wonder just how different the crafting is going to be from now on. But here's something that I think that I'm really, really excited about. And it's going to be the New Game Plus. So when we had the New Game Plus added on before, it was really kind of the main scenario quest line from Heavensward, Stormblood, and Shadowbringers. Here though, the Chronicles of a New Era and the side story quests are now available through the New Game Plus, and you can now relive your journey through the Crystal Tower and beyond with fondly remembered allies from adventures past. And I really love that they chose to use Garatia here. So this is Garatia, back when we first met him during the Crystal Tower questline. And I just love this. I just love this whole idea. I was really, really looking forward if we would actually have this added someday, and I'm so happy that they are. So this here is actually showing us a glimpse of what else we can be expecting from the New Game Plus. We can actually relive the adventure all over again. So for the raids, we have the Binding Coils of Bahamut, Alexander, and Omega. So we can actually go through all of that all over again. That's going to be so much fun for me. We also have the Alliance raids of the Crystal Tower, the Shadow of Mach, and the Return to Evilise questline. And for the trials, we can actually play through the Warring Triad and the Four Lords again. So this is all something that I'm really, really excited about because I did enjoy the storylines, and I do wish I could go back and play it without having to actually play through the whole game again. Now we're just getting down to kind of the smaller stuff, such as the parasols. Rain or shine, these stylish new personal effects open up all manner of possibilities for fashion and roleplay. So we can actually get parasols added to us. We have two different versions here. We have a darker version and we have kind of a light blue pastel color choice of umbrella. And I'm not entirely sure if this was something that was really demanded. I mean, I'm guessing so if they decided to add it. I find it kind of interesting. So we'll see how well that goes. We also have, of course, the new Allagan Tomestones of Allegory. So a new variety of tombstone opens the way to more powerful gear. So this here is a picture of what the new gear from the new Tomestones of Allegory is going to look like. So we have a little bit of everything here, which looks pretty good. So it's kind of got like a slightly rebel steampunk kind of look to it all, if you ask me. We also have some new crafting recipes. Now this is actually something I think is much more steampunkish, and I really do like it. I think it looks really nice. I'm especially loving the casting gear and like the aiming gear here. We have this girl like with the gun, and she just looks incredible, as does the caster. I think they all look really good actually. Okay, what else do we have? We have the new mounts. Be it by land, sky, or sea, these new mounts will take you where you need to go. This mount here is, as I'm sure you guessed by now, it's from the Ruby weapon. So this is going to be the latest mount. I'm sure that they will be having other mounts added on as well. And here is just precious. We actually have new minions here, and I just wanted to look at this picture here. This here looks like a wind-up Amaradian. I mean, it's kind of creepy because you see it smiling slightly, or it could just be the mask, but it kind of looks like a creepy possessed doll. And we have like this tiny little shark that's walking around like on these tiny little feet. That I just find it so hilarious. And you can be the envy of your fellow adventurers with these adorable wind-up toys. Alright, we're almost done. We have only 2 more things to talk about. Here we have the new hairstyles. These new hairdos are bound to leave an impression. So it's actually a pretty simple hairstyle. We have it like long bangs on one side, kind of comb over on the other. I'm actually a little bit more interested in the clothes that they're wearing, to be honest. I can't remember where I've seen those before, but those shirts are actually kind of nice, and I'm actually hoping that we might be able to, I don't know, see if we can get those like somewhere in the game. And last but not least, we have some new emotes. Express yourselves with these gestures and poses. And it looks like we have kind of an eating emote where you can actually chomp down on some kind of, I don't know, like dessert or something. That's what it looks like. And we see them actually looking a little bit surprised that someone's watching us. It was like, kind of like we're sneaking a snack that we really shouldn't be. Anyway, that looks like all that we have so far. Down here, we do have more of the pictures, so you're free to go back here at any time and look over those. But yeah, that looks like it for now. This is everything that we can be expecting so far for the update. I do think that this might be the last update that we get for 5.2 before it releases. We might get at least one more. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I do think that we might get at least one more quick glimpse of what's going to be waiting for us. But all in all, that's all that we have so far. I hope everyone enjoyed this little update and that you're going to be looking forward to what's going to be waiting for us in the future. It's only a couple more days away, and I know I'm looking forward to it. So until then, everybody, take care and look after yourselves for me, alright? Bye-bye.